y'all. Y'all know I don't even get on live, like live, a lot. But I just heard some shit, bro. This is getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. Terence Crawford did an interview, right? And he was basically saying, Errol Spence not a Hall of Famer. That could be true. That could be true. We just never know how they're gonna look at it. But he said, Terence Crawford said, well, Errol Spence only fought in one division, right? That's true again. He only fought in one division. He basically, Terence Crawford is trying to make this a basically, okay, what I'm trying to say is, why is it that he's saying, okay, why we glorifying Errol Spence win over Kell Brook, right? Okay. Why do you get to get credit for Kell Brook win if Errol Spence don't get the credit for it? If y'all get what I'm saying. He's basically saying, okay, well, Kell Brook moved up to 160 to fight Triple G. He broke his got his orbital bone broke, right? He came back down to where he was champion at. He was currently the man, right? Where he was currently the man, he came down. Errol Spence had to go fight him in his backyard. He won tooth and nail. He broke the other side of his face. Errol Spence broke the other orbital bone of Kell Brook, right? So Terence Crawford is saying, oh, well, Kell Brook was in the best shape of his life. He had just won 3 fights and all that when Terence Crawford fought him. Okay, I understand that, but what we saying is, why do you feel like you deserve the credit for Kell Brook? He lost. He had got stopped twice. He got 2 orbital bones broken. Um, when you fought him, like that over the years, that shit add up. How do you expect credit for Kell Brook, but you don't give Errol Spence credit for beating Kell Brook? That's one. Two, Sean Porter. Bro, Sean Porter was in his fucking prime when he fought Errol Spence. Like, he was really going Errol Spence like he genuinely, they didn't like each other. For the people that just came in, what I'm saying is Terence Crawford did the interview and he was saying, well, Errol Spence shouldn't get credit for the Kell Brook win. I'm saying, well, how do Terence Crawford expect, credit for the Kell Brook win when Kell Brook had been stopped twice already? He had 2 orbital bones broken, each side of his face. Like, how you don't give Errol Spence credit for the Kell Brook win, but you want credit for beating Kell Brook? And he was in worse condition in the fight where he fought you. Like, people discrediting Errol Spence's resume now, I don't get it. Because from what I remember, Errol Spence cleared out the whole 147-pound division besides Keith Thurman. And that's because Jay Will, what's going on? Hmm? Bruh, this the little dude that y'all hear in my videos all day. My little boy. But yeah, Errol Spence cleared out the 147-pound division. He took the belt from damn, 10 people in here. What the hell? But I'm not just saying for Hall of Fame. I'm just saying in general. Now people saying Errol Spence's resume is trash? What the hell? Come on, what the hell is this? How is it trash? Bro, he beat and took the belt from a prime Sean Porter. He beat and took the belt after a car accident from Danny Garcia. Came back after a retina tear. Took the belt from Ugas, who had just beat Manny Pacquiao. He had 3 belts to Sean Porter 1 belt. And he had 3 belts to Terence Crawford 1. Like, his resume is not horrible. Looking at the times where he fought these guys, like the time period he fought them, and what he was coming off of, what he was going through, that's what I feel like made it better, made it greater. Coming off a car crash he wasn't supposed to survive. Stay focused, the wild boy. But that's what I said when I first came on. I was like, Terence Crawford was saying he stayed at one division his whole career. That's fine. I understand that. But I'm not saying off of Hall of Fame. I don't really think Errol Spence will get into the Hall of Fame, but let's not say his resume is horrible. That's what, like, when's Errol Spence's resume been horrible? I've never really heard nobody say that until now. He got his ass whooped by Terence Crawford, but up until that point, his resume was solid. And the times he fought these guys they was good wins in my opinion. I understand what you're saying, Jay Will, but what I'm saying is it's cool. Cause now, like I see the Twitter debates, now people saying, well, name 3 notable names on Crawford resume. Name 3 notable wins on Spence resume. And that's cool. Like I said, Michael Garcia was a great win for Spence. Sean Porter at the time was a great win for Spence. Danny Garcia at the time was a great win for Spence. If you really go back in time and remember what was going on, then, man, he had just flew out of a car. What, a year prior, he came back, he had to learn how to walk again. Beat Danny Garcia. He beat a prime Sean Porter. And I had did a video about this too, where it was like, you can't really discredit Terence Crawford. He been a Hall of Famer. He was undisputed in 2 weight classes. That's really never been done before besides Usyk and Inoue. Terence Crawford did it also. He is without a doubt a Hall of Famer. But when has Errol Spence's resume been trashed? That's what I'm trying to see. I'm just confused, man. Errol Spence, like I said, just go back and remember the times when he fought these guys. When, like, they was pretty much at their best when they fought. Sean Porter was at his best when he fought Spence. So y'all let me know, man. But yeah, I also agree. I don't think Spence will get into the Hall of Fame. He was in one division his whole weight class, but he was a unified champion until he ran into Terence Crawford. That's another name on his resume, although he did lose horribly. But yeah, man, people going crazy, man, saying, well, Spence ain't fought nobody. But my main thing I was saying was Terence Crawford won't give Spence credit for the Kell Brook win, but he wants the credit for beating Kell Brook. If that makes sense to y'all. Basically, he's saying, oh, well, he moved up to 160, got his orbital bone broke by Triple G. He got stopped. He came down back to 147 within 8 to 9 months. He got his other orbital bone broken by Errol Spence and stopped. But that was a good win for Spence. Kell Brook was the man in the division at that time. And that's what I'm saying, Jay Will. It only make his resume look worse than what it already was by saying, oh, well, Spence didn't beat a good Kell Brook, and Kell Brook was in the best shape of his life when they... Like, you only making your resume worse. Because a lot of people will say, well, Sean Porter was 1 foot in, 1 foot out when him and Terence Crawford fought. A lot of people will say, well, Kell Brook, by that time he fought Terence Crawford, he had already been stopped twice. He had already had 2 orbital bones broken. So that's what a lot of people would say about Crawford, though. And his wins, fighting David Avanesian, that was pretty much easy work for Boots. That's what a lot of people say, and a lot of people would be like, oh, well, 140, that was a easy, undisputed run. Man, people could nitpick your resume every time, but I just didn't get the Spence hate. Like I said, at the end of the day, Bud beat the shit out of Spence, but Come on now. Let's go back in time and just remember what it was. And we never know. Spence might pop back out at 154. I think Spence done for though, man. Like I said, I don't think I'm not arguing the Hall of Fame part. I don't think he'll get in. But what I'm saying, hold the hell on. Sean Porter got in there. No, now that I'm thinking about it, y'all, Sean Porter in the Hall of Fame. I was gonna make a video, but this little dude kept interrupting me. Last week, I was gonna I got the thumbnail and everything ready for Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. I think that's a nostalgic, like a fight for the fans that was around in like 2015, 2016, where the PBC was getting all the fighters together and they was doing interviews and stuff. Keith Thurman always found a way to get hurt. I know he in one of them though. I was like, he in some type of Hall of Fame, some form, man. He went at 147 his whole career. Like I said, 147, man, was deep. And like I said, the only person Errol didn't fight was Keith Thurman. And at the time, if y'all go back through history, bro, somehow every time where they was finna sign a contract or they was negotiating, Keith Thurman would get hurt. He would never give Errol Spence a chance before he was champion. He became champion. He still didn't give him a chance. He was like, and that's the reason why Errol Spence be like, well, I will never fight Keith Thurman. To this day, I will never fight him because he didn't give him an opportunity when Keith Thurman was the champion. So now the roles reversed, and he like, well, he gonna let Keith Thurman starve. But that's all I was saying, man. He discrediting the win that Errol Spence had over Kell Brook, but by the time Kell Brook and Terence Crawford fought, man, Kell Brook had been stopped twice, and he had 2 orbital bones broken. So how you discredit Errol for that win, but you want to get all the credit for yours? That's all I'm saying. And he had to go in Kell Brook backyard to get that win. So, like I said, it's a lot that go into it. I wasn't arguing the Hall of Fame part. I was I was arguing just the resume part. And that was really it for me. Jay Will, appreciate you for tuning in, man. Oh, I could have had you as a moderator. Damn. That's tough. Did I do it? Yeah, I added Jay Will as a moderator. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, though, man. I just had to come kick it with y'all right quick, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We hit 3,100 subscribers, man. I'm super, super grateful for that, man. We've been putting in crazy work. Trying to get this channel monetized, man, so we can start popping out to events. Y'all can hopefully see this little dude standing in front of me, bro. He is so bad. But yeah, so I can get some giveaways going. I'm going to try to get on StreamYard a couple times, man, or probably one of these fight days so y'all can come up here and talk y'all shit, man. I know y'all be wanting to interact like we on FaceTime, so I'm going to get some of y'all up here on StreamYard. Like I said, we're trying to get this channel monetized so we can start doing giveaways, so we can start going to the fights. I just appreciate everyone, every single one of y'all, man. All 3,100 of y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'm out. Watch this, y'all. Peace.